Hi, I'm Chilla, this is Matt, and together we're Csongvay Blackwood, and today we want to talk to you about our redesigned, refined Asterisk and its smaller version. So Matt, do you want to start by talking to us about why we redesigned and refined the Asterisk? And I'll just remove this small one for now.
Definitely. It's taken a long time for us to redesign this Asterisk. Part of the reason is because it's quite a complex vase and there are issues initially in terms of its design for us. So we wanted to have something that was quite distinct, quite brutalist, and we were able to achieve many of those things when it first launched back, it would have been last year's Melbourne Ceramics Market. We'd already made the vase prior to that, obviously, but quite a few months prior to that. And as a part of the really overwhelming response to the Asterisk, we went, these are a lot of things that people are connecting with, a lot of things that are working. So we wanted to make it very, very distinct and quite dense.
And sculptural.
We look at all of our pieces as sculptures rather than vases. And this new version of the Asterisk is an embodiment of that. So what I mean by that is that traditionally, the previous versions, because there has been multiple other versions, this version is capped. So there are no holes at the ends. Previous version we had holes, we had glaze on the inside, we had a very large opening at the top. This version actually has a smaller opening. We're going through a series of different openings. Some of our openings look like a plus, some of them look like a minus. And I think we probably might land on the minus as the end form for these pieces. Basically, we wanted to create one shape from the multiple shape, and that's really where we want all of our series to go towards. So rather than having, like with previous versions, we had a distinct band sections, we had a middle section was quite thicker than the other sections. We'd rather have this section be much more similar to the other steps. So it just looks like a series of cascading steps, and that's what we try to achieve with this particular piece.
From a build perspective, that's a change as well, because the previous one that had the middle strap was basically two halves joined by this strapping in the middle. When we decided to not do that, I had to do quite a few of these pieces, had to make quite a few of them before I settled on a technique that I felt comfortable with and that I felt like I could replicate. It's a challenging piece to make, no matter how I approach it. Just the size of it and the weight of it makes it difficult to handle. Even when the clay is quite dry and firm and ready to work with, it's still, you don't want to be leaving your fingerprints, and you don't want to be, I don't want to be, pressing a layer in further than the one next to it. So it takes me a very long time to make them. It takes months for them to dry completely.
So one of the difficulties in designing anything is to work out how something of one scale can work in a smaller scale. And so it's taken us a while to develop the smaller Asterisk, and we've been playing with different layering techniques and different mouth openings. So we have a few at the moment with the plus mouth opening, and much like with the large one, I think we're going to be settling on with the single bar opening. And what we try to do with the smaller piece, like with the big piece, is to try and achieve a balance of all those multiple layers. I might even be able to remove this one out of the way so you can just see the small one. So it's obviously much smaller in scale, but it tried to have the same kind of density and movement and sculptural energy that the larger piece has. And that's the basic principle behind this smaller piece, because we didn't want to have something that was just cute for the sake of being cute or small for the sake of being small. We wanted to make a genuine piece of sculpture that worked in a smaller scale as it does in the larger scale.
Yeah, and we weren't really sure that it would work until we made it and fired it, just because the large one has such presence. But I think we both feel that the small one has equal presence, just in a smaller package.
Yeah, smaller but equal.
Smaller but equal.
Smeequal presence. Let's say that's a thing.
Is there anything else that you'd like to mention about the Asterisk?
don't think so.
No. All right, that's great. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.